Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of the TV Tray Sessions here at Guitar Talk with Todd at Todd Beebe Music. Thank you all for checking in and joining me today. Please hit that subscribe button in the lower right hand corner and help me out. You know I appreciate it, and thank you so much to each and every one of you who already do subscribe. You know I really appreciate it. We always have all things guitars going on here, music memorabilia, lessons, product reviews, artist interviews. And today we've got a really cool piece. This is an actual pamphlet that was given out to dealers in right around 1964 by Gibson to promote the Gibson Firebird and the Gibson Thunderbird Basses. So let's take a trip back real quick to 1963. Gibson released the Firebird in conjunction with the iconic Ray Dietrich, who was an automobile designer. Check out my links below. We've reviewed a couple of Firebirds on this show. We had one that was immaculate and kept under the bed ever since 1995, which is really cool. We actually pulled the plastic off the pick guard and everything last year. So check out that link. And then check out the Pelham Blue one we had on here where we do a more in-depth history of the Gibson Firebird. But yeah, real quick, they came out in 63. 64, they were really starting to branch out and promote it more. And this pamphlet was given out to dealers at that time. Keep in mind, this is way before the internet, way before even free long-distance phone calls. So the only way for businesses like Gibson to reach possible customers who might be interested in this was to hit the music stores. So they would do a mass mail out of these brochures, and it kind of described them. We're going to get a closer look at this here in a second. And, you would see this and be like, oh, wow, I mean, there's some cool custom colors in here that it shows you that you can get. And then you would either order one directly through the dealer or hope that you'd find one somewhere what was in stock. So a little bit different of a ball game in the guitar business in 1963 and 1964. But again, keep in mind, Firebird 1, 3, 5, 7, odd numbers are always the guitars, 6-string Firebirds. And then the 2 and the 4 and even numbers are Thunderbirds, which are the basses. So this pamphlet actually has ads in here for both, which we're going to take a look at in a second. It has both the Firebird and the Thunderbird basses. Let's take a close-up look at it and check some of this out on this really cool piece of Gibson memorabilia. Okay, so taking a look at this close-up, there's the front of the pamphlet. We have 6 new solid body guitars, 10 exciting custom colors from Gibson. This is just very cool. You open this up here. The center, we have a guy playing a Thunderbird bass, and it kind of talks about made to match Gibson's Firebird guitars with the same exciting, dramatic, ultra-modern shape. Same wonderful natural ease of playing that helps the jazz artist make the most of the rich, throaty bass tone that is unmistakably Gibson. And some other stuff there. Fast, low action, humbucking pickups, thrilling colors. And on this, we got new design on this side, ultra thin, exciting shape, 2 pneumatic bridge, solid mahogany, sunburst finish. And that describes the Firebirds there. A new, exciting, dramatic shape to match the brilliance of their sound, the beauty of their tone, in new, ultra modern, solid body guitars by Gibson, the very shape of jazz, designed to the fast action of jazz artists' fleeting fingers, thin, light, deeply cutaway, for easiest access to every fret. They can only be Gibson. So definitely aimed at jazz artists here, which is interesting, as most Thunderbird and Firebird players are not. But hey, you can use these for anything, right? All right, so let's open this up and take a look. Then it opens up again. We have the color wheel there. But on this side, we have the Firebird 1 description. So you can kind of check that out. Features new style and construction, a high-performance humbucking pickup, Brazilian rosewood fingerboard, inlaid dots for position markers, separate volume and tone controls, new style offset body type bridge. Just Great description there on the Firebird 1, the Thunderbird 4 bass. So again, keep in mind the even numbers with these are always the basses, which would be the Thunderbirds, and the odd numbers, the 1s, the 3s, the 5s, the 7s, are your Firebird guitars. So there's a Thunderbird 2. So again, we have the 4 above that and the 2 right there, and that's a bass as well. Then, like I said, this is probably going to close on me, but this does open up here. So you've got 4 insides total on that. Let's kind of flip that and get a full on shot of the whole thing. On this side is the Firebird descriptions. Firebird 7, Ultimate in a solid body guitar by Gibson, a completely new and exciting instrument that offers all the sound, response, fast action, and wide range that could be desired. Firebird 5, which ultimately is probably the most popular of the Firebird series, features new style and construction, 2 humbucking pickups, Brazilian rosewood fingerboard with bound edges and pearloid inlaid position markers, new style deluxe vibrola, nickel plated exclusive Gibson tunematic bridge, and then we have the Firebird 3 down here as well with the description. And then the big thing of this whole thing here in the center, which is the color wheel. So you've got, and the showmanship of custom color. Choose the color you want to enhance your performance. Gibson puts the spotlight on you with color and keeps it there. The color of your instrument adds extra drama and flair that gives a finished professional touch to all your performances. There are 10 beautiful Gibson custom colors. One will fit your personality perfectly, adding showmanship to your musicianship. And then it says on the bottom, see the Gibson catalog for full information on all instruments and the sensational full line of Gibson amplifiers. Choose the color you want to enhance your performance. All right, so let's kind of get in here and get some close-ups of what these colors were. So we had Polaris White, Frost Blue, Ember Red, Inverness Green Poly, Silver Mist Poly, Kerry Green, Golden Mist Poly, and then over here on the right we have the Pelham Blue Poly, and then we had Heather Poly and Cardinal Red. So that's pretty cool. I just love some of these colors, like the Inverness Green Poly. And I mean, if you can find one of these Firebirds now from like 64 that had these colors on it, it's just so collectible and so awesome. Just great stuff. Okay, so the other cool thing about this color wheel, I'm going to try to get in the light here where you can see it. Because this was made in 1964, and, you know, the technology to make brochures and stuff is nowhere near like it was even in the 80s, let alone what we have today. But you can kind of see here, these are separate pieces, like that Ember Red and Inverness Green Poly. And these are like separate pieces that were stuck on of each color. So you can actually feel them on there. It's like a separate piece put on right onto the brochure. So this is just super cool. These are really rare and just a great thing to have for anyone who's a Firebird or Thunderbird collector in the Gibson line. And it's just really cool to have this pamphlet. You know, the back here having the Firebird guitars. Bright, vital, fast, the leaders in modern sound, and Thunderbird basses. Solid, vibrant, deep, a new concept in electric basses. Come in, try these exciting new Gibsons. And again, Gibson would put these pamphlets out at dealers in the early 1960s, so around 1964. This is circa. And this one was actually at Lopez Music House on 1394 E Street in San Bernardino, California. Comment below, you guys. Did you ever go to this place? Are you familiar with Lopez Music House? Let me know in the comments. All right, so there is the awesome Gibson Firebird and Thunderbird pamphlet from 1964. That's all original. These are pretty hard to find these days. intact. I mean, it's weird to think about that. I'm sure at some point there was a stack of these in music stores and they just got tossed, with no thought of, this will be, but here we are in 2024 when this is being recorded, and there's people like myself, and I'm sure many of you who collect guitar and music memorabilia, and if you're a Gibson fan and a Firebird fan like I am, Thunderbird fan as well for the bass players, you just love having something like this. It's just a real cool piece. I have seen these, printed up and like copied and reissued in 2024 in recent years. But again, we talked about that on a couple minutes back, how it's got the actual color pieces on the wheel. So if you ever find one of these, that's how you can tell that it's like a real pamphlet. It's got the actual color piece. You can feel if it's all just one piece, then it's a reprint, and that's cool too. It's just cool that we have this and we're able to see it all these years later, because the Firebird has certainly become an iconic guitar. So thanks so much everyone for checking in and joining me. Please comment below. Let me know what you think. Do you love Firebirds and Thunderbirds? Do you own one? Have you played one? Do you want one? I love them. They're such a unique guitar. Like I said, make sure you check out the links below for the two we've had on this show. And we talk a lot more about Firebirds in those videos as well. Please hit that subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner and help me out. I appreciate it. And thank you once again to each and every one of you that already do subscribe. And we will see you all again. Find me on Facebook at Todd Beebe Music. And thanks again, everyone. I appreciate it. Stay safe and love your dogs. Take care.